How does Agent Orange still harm Vietnam? Have you ever wondered how a chemical used decades ago continues to affect lives today? Agent Orange, a herbicide and defoliant, was heavily used by the United States military during the Vietnam War. Its legacy is still felt in Vietnam, causing harm through environmental contamination and long-term health issues. Agent Orange contained dioxin, a highly toxic compound that lingers in the soil, water, and food chain long after the spraying stopped. Millions of gallons were sprayed over forests and agricultural lands, leading to widespread destruction of vegetation and biodiversity. This deforestation not only harmed ecosystems but also made areas more vulnerable to climate change, such as storms and flooding. Contaminated sites remains a serious concern. Hotspots near former United States air bases still show dangerously high levels of dioxin in the soil and sediment. Local populations are exposed to these toxic substances through contact with the land and water. The health effects are alarming and persist across generations. Millions of Vietnamese people were directly exposed during the war, and many more have faced exposure through contaminated environments. Dioxin exposure is linked to serious health problems, including various cancers, neurological damage, and congenital disabilities like spina bifida. Research indicates elevated dioxin levels in the blood and tissues of people living near former spraying sites. This includes children born long after the war ended, suggesting that the effects of this toxin can be passed down genetically. The Vietnamese government estimates that around 4.8 million people were exposed, with hundreds of thousands suffering from illnesses or disabilities related to Agent Orange. Efforts to clean up contaminated areas have been ongoing but are far from complete. The United States has provided funding and technical assistance to remediate major hotspots like the Da Nang and Bien Hoa air bases. However, many smaller contaminated sites still pose risks. The cleanup process involves removing or treating dioxin-laden soil and sediment, but it is costly and slow. Reductions in foreign aid could threaten progress. Agent Orange is more than just a military tool. It symbolizes the long-lasting consequences of chemical warfare on civilian populations and the environment. Its use was part of a broader strategy to deny cover and food to enemy forces, but its legacy has affected millions of innocent civilians and the natural landscape for generations. The ongoing health and environmental challenges highlight the war's enduring human and ecological costs, complicating reconciliation efforts between Vietnam and the United States.